Hi there folks, my name is NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 9th of June 2019 and we are back for another episode, and yes, I am back from Hawaii. It was an absolutely incredible trip. It was an amazing race, it really was. It wasn't the time that I wanted, but I have moved up significantly within my age group, so I will take the positive. And I've got a couple more races coming up later in the year, so I'll let you guys know to come on. But anyway, of course, the news, of course, hasn't stopped. Unfortunately, I am not able to get over to Flight Sim Expo, which is happening this weekend. So for everybody who is there, I hope you are all having a wonderful time. And if you are not able to get there like me, don't forget to head over to fselite.net to be able to grab all of the updates as they happen for that fantastic event. So just head over to the official media partners, FS Elite. They'll be able to keep you apprised of all the things that are happening. Now, speaking of, just a reminder for everyone, this is a recap of the news of the new releases of the week, not necessarily news and stuff like that. I also highly recommend that if you are wanting episodes and coverage of the Flight Sim Expo, head over to my good friend Belgio's channel, and of course over to helisimmer.com's channel. Both of those are on YouTube. I'll put the links in the description down below, because they are both in attendance and they're both going to be both have been putting up some great content. Now, moving on with the releases from the last week, we're going to start in the world of DCS with a release that I was not expecting. I thought they were kind of done with this aircraft after releasing the Dora 9. But DCS World have come out with their latest Focke-Wulf product for their DCS sort of often neglected Second World War content, by coming out with the Focke-Wulf 190 A8 version. So this was sort of the primary sort of initial version of the Focke-Wulf 190 that was first seen by the Allied forces in the Second World War, and was very highly produced and very, very successful, because at the time nothing in Europe could meet its power, both in terms of its firepower and in terms of its just sheer raw engine power, giving it absolutely incredible low and medium altitude performance, as well as just being a solid and reliable, basically indestructible aircraft. It really was incredible. So this rendition of the aircraft, as we have come to expect by much of the DCS content, is a very highly accurate Focke-Wulf 190 model, both in terms of graphics and in terms of flight model and flight physics. Full, highly detailed cockpit with all interactive cockpit controls have been modeled and active, including detailed modeling of all instruments, weapon systems, engine behaviors and engine systems, as well as along with radios, fuels, and electrical systems, all modeled as well. It comes through some basic tutorial sort of missions as well, and come through and is available now for the non-Steam edition of DCS World. I am hoping that the Steam edition will catch up sometime in the next week or two. But yeah, as I said, just a fairly standard thing with DCS. It comes to the main platform first, before coming out onto the Steam edition sometime down the track. Now, if you are wanting to pick this one up, this one is available coming in, and it is I did meant to say that it is technically an early access product. Like a lot of, pretty much everything for DCS World, it sort of goes to this early access cycle. You're looking at coming in at $50 US, or your region equivalent, available now from the DCS World store. Alright, moving away from DCS, moving to more traditional the world of flight simulation with the ESP world, with the guys over at Orbix coming out with their long hinted at reboot of Australia with their release of Australia V2. Now, this is their number one selling. Well, the original release of Australia from Orbix was basically what set Orbix on the map. Although they sort of done PNW and all the rest of it, it was their release of FTX Australia, as it was called back then, which really was the thing that set them apart and made them really, really different from everybody else, and actually sort of showed how much detail and how much work you can go into it, and some of the things really that what the ESP platform was capable of doing when you put when you gave a hand gave hands over to some very highly talented scenery developers and some of the stuff you could do. So with the reboot, and as because it was one of the earliest products, it's also one of the oldest ones, a bit longer in the tooth, but now it's had a complete overhaul, a complete reboot now with V2. Now it comes through there with a over 8 million square kilometers has been redone with a full Orbix region quality, includes a huge amount of updates, including 370 upgraded airports and 280 all new airports that have been added into the Orbix family. Over 50 large-scale photoreal areas of interest, including salt lakes, mine sites, tidal areas, and some island change. A updated high-quality mesh from the original Holga mesh that was Australia Holga mesh that was released free from these guys. An updated one, including updated LiDAR data for much of the eastern and southern seaboard, including all major cities and the island of Tasmania. Completely updated land class data has been included as well, including updates of new lakes, rivers, shorelines with improved accuracy. The entire of the Great Barrier Reef has been done in photoreal. That is going to be insanely awesome to look at. Updated land class as well, including a mapping of updated mapping of geographical features, including dry lakes, parks, rail yards, industrial areas. And overall is updated city boundaries with populated area shape accuracy improved as well. Another thing that's also been included is that the power line and the power systems and wind farms and power plants and stuff like that, that's all been overhauled, as well as location of bridges, harbour objects and marinas all been overhauled and updated as well. So there is a lot going on in here, there really is, and for the price, it's insanely affordable is what I'm really kind of surprised at. We're looking at 55 Australian dollars, so about 40 US dollars here. Now, the best part about this, and I have to say, hats off to Orbix for this one, is that if you're only owner of the original release of Australia from Orbix, you get a 40% discount on that. So I know and I know sometimes I do a bit of complaint about, when things are updates and stuff like that, and we're having to pay for it. But, when there is a lot of work goes into an update, like this kind of stuff is, happy to pay for it. But what makes it better is that when you actually have a developer that recognizes the loyalty that the customers have and going, you know what, we're going to give you a very significant discount to be able to go upgrade up. So I'm very happy with that. So well done Orbix for that one. This one's available now. Currently in the background while I'm recording this, it is downloading for me. So I'm hoping to install it and have a look at it in the next few days. So if I get a chance. But yes, this one's available now from Orbix Direct, available now. Oh, sorry, and I still want to mention that this is available for the full suite of ESP platforms. So that includes FSX, F16 edition, and prepared in all its formats 1 through 4. So just so you know, there's that there's something there for all ESP fans available now from Orbix Direct. Continuing on with another scenery release for the ESP family, the guys over at LMT Simulations, what I do believe is their first entry into the payware market, have released their rendition of Avignon Airport, which is a part of the heart of France. This one, so this is in the southeast part of France, is a civilian all-weather airport. Doesn't have a lot of sort of commercial traffic, and mostly sort of the smaller regional airlines, but international operations are supported, including Flybe doing regular flights to there from Southampton and Birmingham. Otherwise, it supports mostly business, biz jets and business aviation coming through here. This is come through as a highly detailed rendition of this airport, compatible with all of the ESP platforms again, as we just saw with Orbix, including highly accurate 3D modeling of all buildings, buildings and airport objects. Up-to-date layout of the airport runways, parkings, taxiways, all as it appears at the end of 2018. Full implementation of seasonal textures, as well as a full day-night textures are included as well, along with a wide range of static aircraft and vehicles, as well as a variety of animations, including the animated high-speed train that runs near the airport, as well as an animated refueling truck included as well, which is kind of cool, kind of awesome. Also supports fully compatible with AI traffic as well. and come through, and does support a full set of dynamic lighting for prepared V4 users as well. So this one's coming in available now from Sim Market, coming in at $18 or your original equivalent, available now. In another ESP release, or actually no, in a prepared V4.5 exclusive release, which is an interesting one, that one. Milviz have come back to the fore again by releasing their version of the PC6 Turbo Porter. So the PC6 is sort of a Stoll Pilatus aircraft of sort of very high wing. This aircraft was very much made famous by the Air America sort of movies and sort of stories of CIA contractor pilots during the Vietnam, the precursors to the Vietnam War. Milviz has done their rendition of the turboprop version of this, which is because originally it's a piston engine aircraft that was overhauled with a PT6 engine in the nose, giving it a very distinctive long snout, but it still maintained its Stoll performance even with the addition of the higher power and some of the longer spool-up times. So this rendition of the Turbo Porter includes according to them realistic flight dynamics, accurate startup and shutdown procedures, and systems and avionics have all been modelled. Includes the Milviz weather radar, as included for the aircraft's use. You have a variety of configurable options, including being able to swap out the different types of undercarriage. You've got the basic wheels. You also have options of floats or tundra tires or skis available as well. You've got apparently accurate modelling of the reverse pitch beta mode. I'm assuming we're talking about the reverse pitching of the propeller when you're on the ground. Includes highly accurate 3D modeling internally and externally, as well as support for third-party avionics, as well as implementation of TFI's True Glass system as well. So, looking pretty cool, pretty interesting. What I did find interesting about the guys over Milviz for this one is that they came in, so it's a pretty standard price for them, coming in at $40 available from the Milviz store. However, you do get the option of getting, if you have purchased any of the other bush aircraft that Milviz have produced over the last couple of years, which is the Otter, the Turbo Otter, or the Beaver, you get actually 20% discount off that. So that's very interesting that these guys are offering a discount. They don't normally do that, which is kind of interesting. So there you go. Otherwise, yeah, so this is looking pretty cool. Yeah, I must admit, it's one that says caught my eye. They're bush aircraft that kind of do catch my eye. As I finally get older, I find that I find myself drawn more and more to those bush aircraft. So I'm fairly impressed by what this looks like. Maybe we'll take it for a spin in the near future. But otherwise, if you are wanting to pick this one up, coming in about $40 or your original equivalent, available from the Milviz store. Moving out of the ESP platform, we're moving to the world of X-Plane. The guys over at Just Sim have updated, or have actually brought across their rendition of Palma de Mallorca Airport that we reported on a couple of weeks ago here. They brought it across from the ESP and the prepared platform over onto the world of X-Plane. So this, we're not going to go into it in too much detail, but it is a Spanish island in the Mediterranean, a very, very sort of exclusive holiday destination, a playground for the rich and famous for many, many years. It's a dual runway airport that has a lot of air traffic and, of course, air movements, especially during the summer months, but it's also quietens down a little bit during the winter. Now, this airport features a highly detailed rendition of the airport, including accurate 3D modelling of all major airport buildings, layout accurate to as it appears in 2019, the start of 2019. Includes custom auto-gen for the entire island, as along with custom airport lights, custom surrounding and photoreal for the surrounding area. Sorry, not photoreal. High-resolution ground textures for the airport and surrounding areas are included as well. So this one is also been designed to be compatible with world traffic and X-Life traffic as well. So this one's available for, as I said, for X-Plane 11, coming in at $22 or your original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Sticking with X-Plane 11 and seeing a couple of really impressive freeware releases this week. So the first one that we saw comes from developer Sandro 3322, which is a release of Montreal's Pierre-Elliott Trudeau International Airport. So this wasn't originally developed to be a payware scenery, but the developer was actually beaten to the punch line by another developer, Global Art. So he sort of let the development go, but he found the desire to actually bring the development back up again, and he's actually managed to get it finished. Overall, it's looking pretty damn awesome, and it looks very impressive, especially considering that this is freeware. It does require a few libraries and many things to do. However, it includes accurate 3D, custom 3D objects for all of the major airport buildings. Just includes a package of photoreal imagery for the airport layout, for the airport and surrounding area, and is accurate and updated to the airport layout as it appears at the start of 2019. So this is looking pretty impressive for the way it is, and as I said, you can't beat the price of free, that's for sure. So if you haven't got the payware one and you're looking at updating your airport, your Montreal airport, this might be one for you to grab. Available now from the explain.org forums, available now for free. In another free scenery release for the X-Plane 11 World, the guys over at X-Captain have actually previously had their Philadelphia International Airport available as payware, but they've rebooted it, and when they've rebooted it, they're now making it available for free, which is incredibly amazing that they've actually been able to do that. And it's just sort of like... And this is again something that I find very interesting as sort of a developer. Actually, they could have resold this, as they've been selling the original version, and now they're going to go through a reboot. They could sell the upgrade or upgrade the payware. Instead, they've actually just opening up and making it available for free to everyone. That's insanely generous and just awesome. Just has to be awesome. Anyway, so this is the Philadelphia's International Airport. Now, this is a highly accurate, again, update of the airport as it appears at the start of 2019. Includes all airport 3D, all custom 3D models for all airport buildings, including all terminals, passenger and freight, as well as all prominent buildings for the airport and surrounding area as well. Includes custom GA and airline static aircraft covering all major operators in and out of the airport, including a variety of external textures included for all of the ground operations, as well as a variety of details included for the external parking lots. A full implementation of set of realistic night lighting, as well as ramp starts and markings for airlines and gate specifics as well, included in the updates. So there's a lot of stuff that's gone into this. Looks really really cool. It includes a full implementation of PBR affecting and ambient occlusion, updated to real-world ATC frequencies as they currently are used now, and is also fully compatible with World Traffic 3 as well. So this looks insanely awesome, insanely cool. And as I said, this is literally a payware product that has been released available to the community for free. So this one's also available over on the explain.org forums, available now. Moving out of X-Plane 11 and moving into the world of AeroFly this week. So the Aerosoft have come along and they have released their, or rebooted, I don't want to say rebooted actually, because it's actually very, very different from their ESP release of this. So Aerosoft released their rendition of Lukla, which is of course is the Mount Everest airport, the airport that services Mount Everest for AeroFly. But unlike their ESP version, which is pretty much just the airport, this is a lot more than just the airport. Like this includes the airport, but it actually includes 12 airports and over 200 square kilometers of detailed photoreal terrain and textured terrain, and it includes 12 helipads as well. Now, a couple of things I find interesting about this. So basically it starts off going, because we've got 5 very highly accurate detailed airports. You've got Lukla, Sangbioshe, Faplu, Kangladada, and Rumjata. Those 5 airports are all done in very high accurate detail as they appear. You've got 7 other airports which are sort of there just as basic, kind of like the default FSX sort of airport things, where you've got the basic buildings are there, your taxiways, your runways are there, but no clutter or any of the accurate stuff, any of the detail stuff. But then you've got these 12 helipads. Now, what's really interesting about these 12 helipads is that you basically can't fly to them with the helicopter that's in the sim at the moment, which means that Aerosoft knows something that we don't. that there's other helicopters coming, and they are going to have to be a lot more powerful to be at the altitude that these helipads are going to be at. So I'll leave it to y'all's imagination of what might be coming there. I personally hope it's a UH-60. I don't think it will be, but yeah, I can always hope. But yeah, this is it. It's just a couple of interesting points and things you could extrapolate out of this release. Now, along with these airports and helipads, you also get, as said, over 200 square kilometers of detailed terrain. You've got a custom terrain mesh for the for Mount Everest and the surrounding mountains as well. Over 300,000 buildings have been included with this one, including, and plus along with over 60 million individually placed trees. That must have taken some poor developer just stupid amounts of time to do. Ugh. Anyway, now apparently there's also a bonus as well, a yet to be built Tingri airport north of Mount Everest. Not 100% sure. I don't actually know anything about this airport. I'm assuming it's an airport that's coming to replace Lukla at some point in the future. Would be interesting. So that would bring up the total of airports to 13. So I don't know whether that's included in as at the moment or is coming as a update down the track. I don't know. I couldn't get any more details out of the Aerosoft website for that one. But if I want to pick this one up for AeroFly FS2, you are looking at about $35 US or your regional equivalent available from the Aerosoft store. Alrighty, moving out of the flight sim world and moving into the world of fishing this week. So, Ultimate Fishing Simulator saw a new piece of DLC come out this week with their release of the Greenland DLC. Basically, not a huge lot of this one. You've got 12 new species of fish to be able to fish. You've got a new method of fishing, trolling. I don't know whether that's fishing for fish or whether fishing for people on the internet. I'm not 100% sure, but you get a new boat included as well. You get the a new type of boat called a cutter, which looks like a fairly small boat, and a new map to be able to explore, which of course is the islands around Greenland. So this one's coming in pretty standard sort of fare for this one, coming in at normal price of $5 US for this one. It's currently on a launch special for $1 off, so $4 for this one, available now on Steam. Moving back onto dry land and into the world of the permanent way, the guys over at Dovetail Games and Train Sim World have released their latest piece of rolling stock for this one, with their release of the British Rail Heavy Freight Pack. So this pack combines you with 2 different locomotives along with 2 major pieces of rolling stock. So the first one is the British Rail Class 40 Whistler in the corporate blue livery, and the second one is the British Rail Class 8 Gronk. That's such a cool name. So the Whistler was one of the was built by English Electric, funnily enough, which is I know them for making the Canberra and the Lightning. But they would actually come through. They were one of the first mass-produced diesel-electric locomotive classes for British Railways, and became a very impressive work for their ability to be able to take large amounts of freight and large amounts of services, with being able to get great heavy amounts of rolling stock to be able to take on their journeys throughout the United Kingdom. They were known as whistlers because of the distinctive sound that came from the turbo elements of their diesel electric engines. Not really sure much more about that. I'm just simply reading what the information I've got here on the press release. The other train that you get with this one, of course, is the Class 8, which is the Gronk. Now, the Gronk for me, when I see Gronk, all I can think of is there's a robot in Star Wars Episode 4. It's a walking power box, and it walks around going Gronk. Anyway, moving on. So it was a go-to locomotive for general purpose duties from the 1950s. With over 1,000 models, almost 1,000 models being built at the British Rail's works, and making it the most numerous of all the British Rail classes to be produced and put into service. So, along with these 2 trains, you get so each of these 2 trains feature true-to-life performance and handling, including detailed, feature-rich driving cabs with accurate true-to-life performance and handling for both locomotives and the multiple units. Authentic, detailed sound recordings recorded from their real wheel counterparts are included, along with 2 additional sets of rolling stock, the BR12T van wagon and the 100T T-Bogey tank wagon. Now, along with this, you do also get included 3 engaging scenarios, as well as an interactive tutorial to be used along this one. However, to make full use of all of the content on here, you will require the Train Sim World's Northern Transpennine Manchester to Leeds route to be able to make use of that. So just be aware of that. Now, to be able to get this one, you are looking at picking this one up. Pretty standard price for this one, coming at $20 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving from Train Sim World but sticking with trains and moving on to Train Simulator. So this week saw the release of the Norfolk Southern N Line route, which is an American branch line which goes through the southeast of Norfolk. Now, this railway originally started in the 1890s, and would actually sort of sold on through into the from Salisbury into North Carolina, which is the section that we find modelled here with this one. Now, this one is designed sort of as it would appear during the 1980s, 1990s. Going through here now, it features some very distinctive trains are included with this set as well. So you get 2 versions of the Norfolk Southern EMD GP 38-2s. You get a high nose and a low nose variant. Along with that, you also get the GP 40-2 as well, along with a variety of contemporary rolling stock included as well. So this is a fairly short line. This one, I don't know exactly how many miles of rail it is, but it looks like it is fairly short. But it doesn't also includes a challenging operations on a sawtooth profile with a curving branch line are included as well. You've got a dozen line-side industries to serve, as well as stations stretching from Old Spencer Yard, including Old Spencer Yard at Salisbury. You get 7 career scenarios included, along with the 3 trains, as well as a selection of authentic freight equipment also included as well. Now, this is coming through at a pretty standard price for a scenario pack. You're looking at a route add-on pack. Looking at $40 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Still sticking with Train Simulator again this week, the guys they released this week saw the release of the Woodhead Electric Rail in Blue scenario pack. That just sounds weird, but anyway, apparently it ties into the previously released Woodhead Electric Rail in Blue route. Anyway, so what is in this pack? Essentially, it is a set of 10 scenarios. But along with the 10 scenarios, you also actually get an additional variant of the British Rail Class 08, which is actually featured as part of the Woodhead Electric Rail route. So you get through here, you get a variety of stuff come through here, variety of scenarios doing all sorts of different things, whether you're delivering freight, some looking at local passenger service as well, and some pulling coal trains as well. So you get quite a few different scenarios come through here, looking pretty cool. Now, usual things to note, obviously, you will need the Woodhead Electric Rail in Blue route add-on. There are some other asset packs and things that you'll need as well, so please check before buying to make sure you'll be able to get the full experience from getting your scenario pack. Pretty standard scenario pack coming in at $10 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with ground level, but moving on to some other moving on to the asphalt this week. So we saw the release this week of Drive into early access, which is proclaims itself as a virtual reality arcade racing simulator. I guess arcade and simulator sometimes are the words most companies try not to put together, but this one could be the way to go. So this one is designed from the ground up to be embracive of virtual reality and to be able to use a combination of both virtual reality and also physical controls to be able to get your hands behind the wheels of a performance racing vehicles by driving around tracks at speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour. Now, the idea of this is it's designed to VR, of course, allows you to experience these things a lot more than it would just be on a screen, but it's okay, even if you don't have VR headsets, you can still just use it on a screen. Now, included with this one is 9 tracks. A variety of vehicles are included. Currently, it is for single-player offline play only, but the full release version will be having online multiplayer in the future. Now, if you wanted to come in and be able to access this and actually start shaping development, you can come in for a very, very cheap price here of coming in at $19 or your region equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with the asphalt, we saw another sim release this week, which is RDS, the official drift video game. Now, I actually had to do some research on this other than the game. So, RDS being Russian Drift Series. I had no idea what Russian Drift Series was. I now do. That Russian Drift Series is pretty much just what it says on the tin, which is a series of races throughout Russia and Eastern Europe, which is all about drifting. I thought that was a thing mostly tied to Japan, apparently not. This is the official drifting video game endorsed by Russian Drift Series. But be careful, but the official part is very interesting because they make very clear here that there are 16 cars included. These cars are Japanese, German, Russian, and American cars are all featured. They have very highly accurate 3D models, high poly 3D models. You can use headlights, alarms, car horns, etc. However, then it says all cars in this game are fictitious. Any resemblance to real cars is purely coincidental. I'm looking at the video, like the trailer videos, and going, there's an MX-5, there's a BMW M3, there's an RX-7. I'm going, okay, all right. So this, and I'm just going, okay, all right. So we are officially a game of a series, but we haven't gone out and got any kind of licensing from any kind of vehicle manufacturer here. So I guess take it all with a dose of salt. So what has it got in here? Apparently it claims it's got next-gen physics to give you the most realistic and accurate drift. Photorealistic graphics shaders are included. Full support for VR is included as well. High resolution 4K monitor support included, widescreen monitors, blah blah blah, all the usual stuff. You've got a variety of different online and offline gaming modes to be able to go through here, as well as a full social support, and a wide variety of tracks are included as well. Does also include a weather and time of day engine as well, and the ability for you to be able to customize and tune your vehicle. So on the surface there seems to be a lot going on here, but I would have to hear from you guys. The reports from it seem to be rather mixed at the moment, so we shall see how it goes. Now, there was a wide variety of Day 1 DLC came out here as well, including a variety of premium cars, and again, none of which is licensed, but the core game, which consists of 16 cars, is coming in at $18 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with the motorways, we're moving this time onto two wheels with the release this week of MotoGP 19. So this comes to us from Millstone Studios, who have been bringing us the MotoGP series for quite a number of years now, and are known for their pretty high quality work for the F1 series. Not F1 series. These guys only do 2 wheels. F1's done by Codemasters, isn't it? Anyway. So, the MotoGP 19, what's changed? Not much, is the bottom line. Not much has changed. You're paying a lot of money for pretty much the same game. The only thing that seems to have updated is they seem to have updated the career mode a little bit, giving you more ability to do some technical sort of modifications to your bike, and updating things like the traction control system, the engine brakes, and the chassis. They have updated some of the career elements as well, so that if you're playing in the championship mode, you have a limited number of new engines and tyres available for both each race and the whole season. So yeah, otherwise it's updated with all official 2019 content for the MotoGP sport, including a variety of official riders and rides for the MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3, Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, and the Moto E and the Moto E Cup, and as well as 19 official tracks are included as well. You also get a variety of historical rides included as well, with over 35 bikes and 50 riders, as well as 3 additional historical tracks are included as well. These guys also came out with a variety of day one DLC as well, mostly geared towards the historical side of things, which goes through which actually specifically goes back. It says historical pack, but really it's just a reboot for the 1992 season. Not really particularly sure why they picked the 1992 season, but they did, so is what it is. Otherwise, if you want to jump into MotoGP 2019, you're looking at $50 or regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.